I have two younger female cousins, both in university and very liberal. Anytime I explain what kind of boundaries I have, mainly stuff Rich talks about, I'm labeled as a misogynist. Yeah, you'll get that. I mean, you'll find people discussing a lot of the concepts that I talk about and have talked about over the years and written in my book. And I mean, we're 149 episodes deep into this podcast. I've got two other podcasts that I've run over 100 episodes. So I'm several hundred episodes deep in a podcast, plus interviews with people. I've said a lot of stuff online in video format that's recorded that people will take and they'll be like, oh, this guy's hurt. He's so bitter. Doesn't even have a sense of humor, or he's bald or something. That's always my favorite. He's bald. Yeah, no shit. I shaved my head. I know I'm bald. And then they'll go and make this thing about, oh, he's just a hurt soul, or he needs therapy, or I feel sorry for him, or some bullshit like that. And that's what they do to try to manipulate you, right? Like that's what the plugged in do to try to get you to come to them. They'll call you names. Oh, you're a misogynist. Why do you hate women so much? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, prove it. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? I interact with women daily. I ran a podcast for a year called Ladies Night to help women out. Like, this is what they're going to do when they hear you say and do like boundaries are not hate. Boundaries are boundaries. I don't cross that line. I don't go to these events. I don't do these things because that's who I am, right? It's just raising your standards for yourself. When you have a higher opinion of yourself and you raise your standards, you're going to set boundaries. And people that don't like your boundaries because they don't serve them, or they don't serve somebody that they want to introduce you to or something like that, will just call you names because that's all they got. Women can't throw hands. I remember Tristan said this one. Tristan Tate, he goes, the reason why women cry or they'll insult you is because they can't fight. They can't throw hands. I mean, some women try, but generally not even close to what your capabilities are if you're together. GBD lady will comply to. I think that's it for your points here. So you guys get it, right? I mean, you should get it. If you don't get it. Watch more of my content. Go to the Entrepreneurs in Cars channel, subscribe. There's probably somebody out there, a guy that you know that needs to hear this message, that needs to know that what they're doing is dumb and it's not serving them. I don't know if it's this video you share with them or another one, but the greatest compliment that you can pay me is just, take a video and share it with somebody that needs to hear the message and engage. Like, just let me know what it is that you want to cover or want me to cover. And I'm happy to dive down those rabbit holes. I'm not right 100% of the time, but I'm pretty accurate. Like I don't miss the mark that often. I've been called a lot of things, right? I've been called a lot of names, but I've never been called a liar. Mostly because nobody can disprove anything that I've talked about. I love these, these weak souls that sort of collaborate on like these online discussion places. And it's like, dude, if you disagree with me, and it's always guys, it's generally not women, because women will just call you names. Oh, he's a hurt soul, or who hurt him, sort of thing. Guys will focus on other things. Like, dude, if you disagree with me, like the call-in link is right there on YouTube. If you disagree with me, what is your better solution? It's there every freaking show. Nobody ever calls in and says, oh, Rich, you're wrong, and here's the reason why, and this is what you should be doing, right? I've never had that. Nobody's got that on me because they can't. You can call me whatever you want, but you can't call me a liar. All right. Let's take a quick look here at the chat before we wrap up. Can you make a video on exercise, diet, and style? You know what? It's funny that you asked that, German, because there's a school community that I've built called the School of Unplugging. And all these frequently asked questions that I get, how to vet a woman for mother stock, like if I want to have children, like how do I decide who to pick? How do I maintain frame in a long-term relationship? How do I make life-changing wealth? Style, diet, exercise, investing, how to make life-changing money. What's crypto all about? I have all of those answers in the School of Unplugging. There's also a lot of free videos, probably on my Entrepreneurs in Cars channel, because there's way more videos there. But I would just do a search on the channel and just a little magnifying glasses on the bottom right where all the tabs are. Just search for those words and see what comes up, because I probably covered it. YouTube is notorious, and all video platforms, by the way, are notorious for forcing content creators to keep hammering out content. Even if I put out something that's evergreen, that's fucking world class from like 4 or 5, 8 years ago, they won't show it to new people. They constantly have us on this vicious cycle on a treadmill of putting out new stuff, put out new stuff, put out new stuff. That's why I run this as a live stream, right? This podcast is basically a live stream. So will you post videos on being balanced man and all sorts of parameters? I don't know what you mean by that, David, but you know, the call-in link is on the top of YouTube on the chat. You guys are absolutely free on any of these live TUA podcasts, the Unplugged Alpha podcast, to call in and ask a question and you know, engage in some dialogue back and forth. That's what I like to do. But to the guys' other point about, you know, exercise, diet, and all that stuff, I would look, if you guys love my content, you like my book, everything else that I've done, go to the School of Unplugging. It's in the description. It'll be pinned in the top comment as well, and get involved, right? There's 35, 40 hours practically of lessons, deep dive lessons in stuff that I can't talk about publicly. That I just have to sort of like, oh, well, we'll save that for behind the paywall, or that has to be discussed somewhere else because I'll get in trouble. I'm already shadow banned everywhere. It's like you start talking about the truth, and then there's people in these platforms that are like, fuck this guy, we'll turn him off or down a little bit. We're gonna give him less reach. That's why I'm asking you, like, if you enjoy this, I think the best thing that you can do for the person that might need help is share something. And it also helps me out because it lets computer algorithms know this stuff's important. Get it out there. Help others. Help yourself. Help others too as well. When I started getting exclusive with a girl, she told me about a one-night stand she had before we met and said I didn't need to worry. Is that sign of some kind of a boundary test? Well, find out who he was, because nobody bangs more girlfriends and wives than he's just a friend, or you don't need to worry about that guy. Usually when a chick says you don't need to worry about that guy, you need to worry about him, right? Why is she telling you that? Why is she inviting a guy into your storyline and telling you about a guy that you didn't previously know about, and then ending, you know, the story with, but you don't need to worry about him? She's basically telling you need to worry about him without overtly stating it. You understand? Yeah, Jedi mind trick. Exactly. It is 100% a Jedi mind trick, that one there. Graham, I'll take your call in just 1 second. Let me just run an ad reel and drink some water, and then we'll get on with it in that sense. Fair enough? All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.